Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Yoga and Mobility. We are just going to enjoy the next, sorry, I'm just making sure my playlists are in order. You should have a playlist. If you do want to press start on that now, feel free to go and do so. And if you wanted to grab any water or a strap or anything that you might need to help you with the stretches, totally depends on what you do, what you prefer. So definitely do that if you would like to. If not, let's just get ready on the mat. We're just going to enjoy the next 45 minutes, have a few little stretches, wind up the end of your day, maybe the end of your workout, the end of a week, totally up to you, whatever you're ending or finishing up today, or maybe you're starting out your day. Anyway, we're going to enjoy actually focusing today on a bit of what you might have heard before is a bit of a water flow. So just trying to be a bit more fluid, not holding things for too long, but keeping moving through, really trying to sink in with your breathing. So inhale to kind of open up and create some more space. And then as you exhale, kind of softening, letting go, releasing into a few of those stretches. But I think everything you've probably done before. So nothing too new, but just maybe moving at a little bit of a different pace. To start with, let's just come down to seated. Now I'm cross-legged because that's comfy for me. That may not be comfy for you. Maybe kneeling is better. Maybe you want to prop yourself up on a little cushion or a block or anything you fancy. We're just going to start here. Take a few deep breaths. Hands can be in the lap, by your sides, whatever you feel like. Give those shoulders a nice big roll back. Sit up nice and tall. Let's start to settle in. Just take a few deep breaths, really down to the tummy before we start to move. So we're syncing up with our breathing. Slowly in. Even slower out. So by just slowing down our breathing right now, we're just checking in to start with, but also trying to tap into that opposite side of our nervous system, our parasympathetic side, and find a bit more of a sense of calm, a bit more focus. Maybe you start to notice that your shoulders or your neck or your jaw are a bit tight. Just loosen those off. Sitting up lovely and tall, getting as much oxygen in as you can. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here together, and then we'll start to move. Okay, just starting to sway your body side to side, maybe your neck. Takes a few rolls, bring a bit of movement in. Feel free to roll your shoulders, shake the hands, shake the wrists. So we're gonna have a bit of freestyle in today's as well. So do just hands in the lap or maybe on your knees, depending if you're kneeling or you're cross legs. Just start to rock and seriously move however feels good. There is nobody watching. You're in your element, really. Moving, stretching. Maybe start to open up a bit more, take some circles. This might be a little bit easier if you're cross-legged, but if you're kneeling, the same thing can happen. Rolling all the way forwards and then opening up as you come back and then round to the other side. When you've done a few big circles one way, we'll go back the other. You might not really feel like you're stretching anything too much now, or you might feel like you're stretching everything. It totally depends on what you've been up to this week. If you've had some big runs, maybe you've had a bit of a rest and you're feeling refreshed and just starting to loosen up again. So keep those sways going. 2 more, whichever direction you're going. And then we'll come back up, sitting tall. Again, you can still be kneeling or cross-legged. If you are cross-legged though, just move that front foot back. So in that slightly less usual cross-legged position, it might feel a bit uncomfy, but we know that that's good for us. Just stretching the other way. And then we're going to bring our hands, take them behind the head. So maybe on top of your bum, if you have one in like me. Elbows going out to the side. Take a big breath in, start to lift the chest. As you breathe out, start to draw those elbows in front of you, curl around the back, tuck your chin towards your chest, really rounding through the spine. As you inhale, lift up again. A few more of these, really opening up the front of the body. In fact, I'm going to turn to my side. So as we inhale, maybe slight curl backwards. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, folding forwards, like we're curling up as tightly as possible. Get that round in the spine. Do 2 more, breathing in to lift up and really open. Exhale, closing forwards and down. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, just take those hands away from the head now. And however we're seated, we're all going to come to meet in a bit of a straddle position. So legs out to the sides. Does not matter how wide the legs are. It really doesn't, just as wide as you can hold here for a little bit of time. So heels on the ground. Start to reach your arms forwards, fingertips on the mat, or maybe just out on the floor in front of you. And try and flex those toes. So bringing them back towards us. We're not just sort of locking in the knees, but reactivating through these muscles. Leaning forwards. Take a nice big breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. One more of those, breathing in to lift up. And out, lower, good. Start to walk both hands over towards your right foot. Taking hold maybe of the foot or maybe just fingertips either side of the shin. Same movement here, so breathing in, lifting up, create all that space. Exhale, folding forwards and down. Breathing in to lift up again. Breathing out to lower. Don't worry if your back is maybe a little bit more rounded than usual. Keeping your right arm as it is, start to lift up. Reaching over with this left side, or left arm, left hand. Should feel a nice stretch through the waist. And start to curl the body back forwards, sliding both hands over towards this left leg, and we'll repeat that over here. So maybe you're holding onto your foot, maybe your fingertips are just down on the mat around the leg. As you breathe in, roll the back, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. So yeah, as I said, normally we'd like to keep some length down the spine, but today I'm not too worried about that. We're just thinking about the movement. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, fold down. Leaving your left hand where it is, lift up through this right arm. Stretch towards the side, still flexing at those feet, drawing your toes back towards you. And then curling back down to face the ground, the mat. Send those fingertips forwards. One last big breath in here. And exhale, slowly folding down. See if you've got any more room, a millimeter further forward with those fingertips. Drawing your hands back up towards you. Nice, let's bring those knees in. And we're going to come onto our backs. Knees bent for the moment, so just lower yourself down. Take a nice full body stretch. Reaching the arms back, pointing your toes forwards. Feel that lift through the chest. Holding onto your right wrist with your left hand now. Just start to draw that right hand over towards the left side. And maybe as you do, you can start to walk your feet over towards that left corner, the bottom left corner of the mat. So in a bit of a banana shape with the body. Again, as you breathe, can you extend slightly more? Slowly release, going to the other way. So your right hand holding onto your left wrist. Maybe you're just wiggling those feet out towards the bottom right corner of the mat. Stretching over to one side. Find that banana. It's always a good one. And release, drawing your knees in towards you. Nice big squeeze. Give yourself a big, well-deserved cuddle. Rock side to side. Taking your hands behind your knees, forwards and backwards, rocking. Get a big curl through the spine. And we're going to come up. So building our momentum to put our feet on the ground and come up to standing when you are ready. Bringing your feet down. See if we can do it without touching the floor. Slowly lifting your weight all the way up. Nice big breath in. Exhale, nice swan dive down.
On your breath in, lifting all the way up again, slight bend through those knees as we curl up toward the top, arms reach, gaze high. Exhale, swan dive down. Keeping your left hand where it is toward the ground, bend this left knee, straighten the right leg, open up through this right arm, stretching down the outside of that thigh. This one always gets me, I don't know about you guys. And release the right hand down, same thing on the opposite side. So this time you're bending your right leg, straighten the left knee, lifting up your left arm. And release back down. One more breath in as we roll ourselves up towards the top. Arms reach, gaze lifts. Exhale, fold forwards. Stepping your left foot back. And then we're going to heel toe this right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now, two options here. We can either keep this back knee lifted, or you can pop it down onto the mat. If you have particularly tight hips today, it might be worth you just popping that knee down, see how you go. If you want to keep it lifted, it's just going to be slightly more intense through the hips. So left hand stays where it is, right arm lifting up to the side, stretching tall. On your breath out, bring this right elbow down to the inside of the right foot. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Two more, breathing in to lift. And breathe out to lower. If your knee is on the mat and you want to lift it up, this final one, please do bring it up, breathe in. Breathe out to lower down. Stepping back with the right foot, stepping forward with the left foot. So outside those hands again, feel free to wiggle it into the right place. Again, pop that right knee down if you wish onto your mat. Extending up as you breathe in, reach the left fingertips. Exhale, bring the elbow down. Three more, breathe in to lift. And breathe out to lower, find all that space on the lift and then moving into it as we lower. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, down. Last one, breathing in. And out. Popping both hands onto your mat. Stepping back with this left foot and this time waving your body back into a lovely V shape for our downward facing dog. When we get there, pedal those feet, rock side to side. If anyone has really tight calves, do just spend a moment here, stretching side to side. I always use this one to stretch out my calves. It is the absolute best, / the worst, but you know what I mean. Hips going high, anchoring your fingers into the mat. Shoulders drawing down the spine. Okay, starting to build up a little bit more into this flow now. So your left foot stays as it is, right leg reaches. Send it up as high as you can get it. Does not have to be all the way high. Start to bend through this right knee. We're going to take it all the way over the top of us. So your foot comes down behind you. And then bring your right arm up. Bring your bottom down onto the mat. Lift up this left arm as well. Nice big breath in. Stretching forwards, lean ahead. See if we can take hold of the foot. Maybe it's just the ankle, the shin. This right knee is still bent, the left leg is straight. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, fold. Left hand stays where it is now. Right arm reaching back for a nice twist. Turn the body to the side. Switching those hands over, right hand coming forwards. Meeting where it was a moment ago, and then left arm turning out to the side, open the chest. Good, pop this left hand down onto the mat, pressing into your right feet, lift your right arm up, press into that left foot as well, lift the hips, into a nice wild thing if you've done that one before, and then turning down, bringing your right foot forwards, back to the outside of those hands. Do feel free to hop a little bit if that was quite a big step. Lower down this left knee, toes untucking as you breathe in, lift up through the chest. As you exhale, fold the chest forwards. Two more, nice big waves. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. One more of those. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. rolling your way all the way up to the top, and then stretching the hips back, extend through this right leg, gliding your fingertips back towards you. Start to lower down your bottom onto this left heel. If that is way too uncomfortable, you can stay up kind of halfway, or you can come all the way down. Aim is to have this right leg straight, so wherever that feels comfy. Take a nice breath in again, fold forwards. Breathe in to lift, out to lower. Good. Okay, let's walk ourselves all the way back to the front. Left toes tuck. We're going to hop our left foot forwards to come to the outside of the left hand. So feet are kind of mat width, itch apart. Start to lower down the bottom, bending through your knees. If we can, maybe here, taking our hands off the mat, pressing them together, elbows to the inside of the thighs, lift through the chest, length down the spine. Start to fold your way forwards by placing the hands on the mat, sending your hips up high, heel toe those feet to about hip distance apart. As you breathe in, lift. Exhale, fold. This time all the way up to standing. Nice bend through those knees, rolling your way up, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, come back down. Okay, stepping back through to your down dog, nice big wave of the body. We're going to repeat all of that on the other side, but first of all, doing a few nice full body waves. So from your downward dog, start to lift up onto your tiptoes as high as you can go, and then curling through the spine as you make your way forwards into a high plank. Let the head come out last. When you get there, bend through the knees, bottom goes back, hips lift high. 2 more of those, lifting as high as you can. Try and make this really fluid, slowly as possible, almost like we're unlocking. Good, bend through the knees, bottom back, lift the hips. Last one, lifting all the way onto the top of the toes, slowly unrolling. Bend the knees, send the hips back and high into our down dog. Okay, when you get there, lift the left leg. Nice, bend through that knee, opening up once again to the side of our mat. So popping that left foot down onto the mat, bringing your bottoms down, lift the left arm. Inhale, reach. Exhale, folding forwards towards this right foot. If we're holding onto the shin or the ankle, that is absolutely fine. Exhale, fold. One more breath here. Just like before, taking those little twists, your left hand staying where it is for the moment. Oh no, that's the wrong way, isn't it? Your right hand staying where it is for the moment. Lift this left arm back, open to the side. And release, and the left arm back to where it was. Right arm opening up to the sides, nice big twist. Then planting your right hand down behind you, lift the left arm up. Into a wild thing, press into those feet. Squeeze the glutes, send the left arm back. Slowly turning back towards the front. So left hand coming down, big step forwards, left foot coming to the front, lower down those right knees, toes untuck. As we breathe in, big wave, lift up the body. Exhale, fold. Breathing in to lift up. Exhale, a little bit lower. 2 more, breathing in to come high. Breathing out, come down. Good, last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Softening every single time using our breath. Nice, okay, tuck those right toes under, just like before, coming forwards into our squat. So pressing off of that back foot, coming towards the front, lower the bottom down. This time sending the arms forwards, a little bit more activity through those glutes. Reaching through the hands. Good, from here, bring your left arm, place it down in front of this left leg, reaching up and open with this right arm. And release down, switching over, left arm goes high. Release down again. We'll do 2 more each side. Nice big lift up as you breathe in. Exhale, release down. Going over to the other side. Sweep the arm up, breathe in. Breathe out, come down. 1 more each side, breathe in. And out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring those hands up in front of you. Straighten through those legs, lifting yourself up. Heel toe the feet about hip distance apart. Inhale as you lift halfway, roll those shoulders, all that space in front. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more, breathing in. And out. Good, back to those nice IT stretches that we did a moment ago. Bending through your left leg, straighten through the right, lift up this right arm. So taking your gaze up towards the top. And release, switching over sides, right knee bends, left leg straightens, left arm reaching high. Bring it down. On your next breath in, rolling up, bend through your knees, uncurl up to standing, reach the arms high, gaze tall, hands back down to our chest. Good, okay, so we're up standing now. Bit more mobility through those hips. We said it was going to be flowy. It will stay flowy even while we are doing a bit of a balance. And I promise that we've got this. So thinking about our balancing, really anchor your standing foot towards your mat. So it's like we're squeezing, we're locking everything in towards the ground. Okay, so your left foot is going to start, face you actually, that might be a bit easier. Your left foot is going to start on the ground. We're going to lock this leg, squeeze the glute, squeeze the thigh, lifting your right knee up towards your hip. Okay, hands can be wherever is comfy. Maybe that's at your chest, maybe that's on your hip. For this, I actually prefer to hold onto the hips. Just start by drawing that knee down so your foot is going backwards, and then sending it a little bit further backwards, slight lean of the body toward the front, well, not your front necessarily. I'll go to the side again, it'll be easier. And then we're going to turn that hip out, bring the knee around, creating a big circle. 2 more of those, so slight lean, not going all the way. That knee is staying about 90 degrees. Ooh, wobbles the whole time. I'm going to release my hands actually now. It's making it unbalanced. Nice big circle, keep it moving. When you get back to your knee facing the front, we're going to go the other way. So taking the leg out to the side at first. Then bringing it all the way down and round. Back to the top, 2 more. I know that left glute is working hard. That is a very, very good thing. When we are finished with those 2, come up to standing, hold. Let that foot come down for a moment, bring the arms down by your sides, nice strong mountain pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, we're going to repeat that. Same thing still on this right leg, so your left foot is still going to be balancing, but this time we're going to up the ante just slightly. So if you can, if it's totally impossible, leave it as it was. If you can, we're going to see if we can straighten this leg. So maybe moving into a full warrior 3 now. Hands can be at your chest if you prefer. Sending this right leg out to the side. Excuse my foot coming closer to your camera. Bringing it all the way in front. Bring it down underneath you. All the way back. Over to the side. Really working on that hip mobility today. Send the foot forwards, bring it down. Okay, just 2, and then we're going to go the other way. Well, we are going the other way now. Send the foot up in front, round to the side, stay lifted with the chest, all the way back. And bring the foot down. Not actually touching the ground though. Last time, sweep it forwards, out to the side, and release down. Good, this time you can put that foot on the mat. Shake everything out. And in fact, we're going to close our eyes here. Lift the arms up, big stretch. Bring them down towards your chest. Open back up into that mountain pose, palms by your sides, facing forwards, lift to the chest. Ground down. And from here, just start to sway side to side. Move a little bit. I said we're going to go freestyle. We actually are. Close the eyes, just rock side to side. Maybe that means moving your arms. Honestly, just move to whatever feels good. You can straighten or bend the knees. Might look like you're doing a bit of a funky dance, and that is a-okay. Circle through the back, wind round to the side. When you're ready, come back to standing. Give those shoulders a nice big roll, open your eyes again, and we'll go to the other side. Okay, your right foot, plant it down. That right leg has done already, since balancing on that one. Sorry, your left leg has done the balancing already. We're going to now use it as we lift it up. So bringing your knee up towards your hips. Hands can be wherever you wish. Take it out to the side like a fire hydrant while you're standing, all the way back behind you, and then back to the front. 2 more circles this direction. It's trying to be as fluid as we can, but that does not have to mean we go fast. So we can be slow waves in the ocean. Motion in the ocean is all we need. When you've done 3 one way, ooh, balancing, then we're going back the other direction. So taking your foot back first, slightly lean forwards, out to the side, and bring it into the front. 2 more, all the way back. Aiming to keep that kind of 90-degree angle with the hip or the knee the whole time. Last time this way. Ooh. You can see my balancing needs some work today. And then popping that left foot down, shake it out. Come into that mountain pose again. Feet grounded to the mat, palms face forward, lift through the chest. Just give yourself a nice big breath in and out. So we often kind of forget about those deep breaths when we're balancing, but so, so important. Okay, now for our next challenge on this same side. So bringing the straight leg into it. Feel free to stay with the bent knee if that's going to work better for you today. Starting to bring the leg out to the front, over to the side, all the way behind you, and then lifting forwards again, all the way to the front, out to the side. Keep pressing away with the heel, back to the top. Good, switching direction, taking your leg back to start with. Almost through that warrior 3, out to the side, round to the front, send the foot back. Nice, last one, out to the side. Ooh. And release the foot down. Give those hips a bit of a tap, a bit of a shake, especially those glutes balancing there. Maybe give your ankles a bit of a roll, nice and strong mobility and stability through those ankles. Take a big breath in, lift the arms up high. As you breathe out, fold forwards. Let your fingertips come down. Halfway lift, one more time, breathing in, lifting all the way. Breathing out, come down. Give your shoulders a bit of a shake. Creeping your hands forward as you step the feet back, moving back into a high plank, and then waving the body back to come up to your tiptoes, and the hips high, lift all the way through to that downward dog. When you get there, really press through to send your hips up to the top. Again, have a wiggle if you prefer. Good, right leg is lifting up now, up to the top. Bringing your knee forwards, we're not planting it down. We're just going to draw it as close as we can towards the chest. Send it back. 2 more, breathing in to come forwards. Exhale, release the leg back to the top. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out, send the leg back. This time, bringing your foot forwards, plant it down in between your hands. Lower down this left knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Sweep the arms up into a lovely low lunge. See if we can send those hips further forwards as we exhale. Breathe in, lifting up. Slightly extending now through this right leg, right into our half splits. Sending the right toes, up. Breathe in, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now we're going to lower down a little bit further. So untuck those left toes if they're not already. Bringing your bottom down towards your mat, maybe just resting on this left heel. And we're going to find ourselves here. Now, if that is uncomfortable, you can't quite make it, just wiggle this left out to the side. We're going to stretch again into our hips. You can tell this is a hip focused flow. So keeping this left leg as close to you as possible. It does not need to be touching your side if that is too intense. Hands coming down behind us, fingertips facing forwards. Just starting to lower our way onto our forearms, or maybe further down, wiggling onto our backs. Again, this is not 100% necessary, so go wherever you need to. As you breathe in, reach those arms back. Exhale, send the arms out to your sides. So reaching your arms as wide as you can within the space that you have, of course. But just really think about opening up the chest. Nice big breath in, lift the chest slightly off the mat. Exhale, lower back down. Now, of course, if you are on your forearms still, you can still do this. So really thinking about lifting up, send the shoulders away, lift the chest. Exhale, kind of sink a little bit more into your stretch. Okay, one more breath. And release. Lifting ourselves back up, maybe from your back onto your forearms and then onto our hands. Send those arms forwards, possibly holding onto our toes, maybe your shins, your ankles. One more breath here. Exhale. Rolling your way back up to seated. Good, moving into a 90-90 stretch. So what we're going to do, this left heel right now is quite close to our bottoms. We're just going to take the knee out to the side so it's in line with your hips, and then take a little 90-degree angle so your hip shin is 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, and your right foot, your knee is going to be directly in front of your hips, and again, your shin or your knee is 90 degrees. It'd be much easier if I had a camera on top of me and then I could show you what I mean. Anyway, sending your arms forwards, fingertips out in front of you. Don't worry if those hips start to lift a little bit. Then slowly glide them over toward the left side. You should feel a nice stretch down the side of the waist. You might feel a little bit uncomfortable into those hips. Just breathe to it. One deep breath as you lift up. Exhale as you lower. Walking your hands back over towards the front of you. And this time going over towards the right. So fingertips are reaching to the side. Again, don't worry too much today if those hips start to lift. Think about that stretch through the waist. Really connect to that breath as you inhale. Exhale, can you lower down? Maybe your hips or your seat bones start to go a little bit closer down towards the mat. And release. Lifting your way back up. Good. Okay, bringing yourself back on to the top into a bit of an all fours position. Don't worry about how you get there. Just wiggling your feet around. We're all in slightly different positions on the mat now, so it's a bit easier just to find this all fours position again, and then tuck your toes, bottom lifts into our downward dog. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Your left leg reaching up behind you. Send those toes away. Bring the knee forward, squeezing close towards the chest, and then reach back. Inhale, exhale, bring the knee close. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring the knee up towards the front. Last time, stretching through this leg. This time though, planting your foot down in between your hands. When it gets there, lower down this right knee. Untuck your toes. Sweeping the arms up into a low lunge. So hips driving forward, squeeze to the glutes, lift through the chest. Sending your hands forwards, straightening through this left leg, Lift up those toes as you breathe in and roll the shoulders, create all that lovely space. Breathe out, fold down. One more like that, breathing in to lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, coming back down into our half saddle position. So bottoms lowering towards the mat, sitting on top of this heel and then maybe rolling off slightly to the side. Again, if you need to wiggle this foot so it gets a bit more comfortable, particularly if you've got any tension in the knee, we don't want any pain there at all. When you're ready, hands coming behind you, fingertips facing forwards. Maybe staying here, maybe lowering on towards your forearms, maybe bringing your back the whole way down towards the mat. When you get onto the mat, if you're here, stretch those arms out, nice big breath. Exhale, sink down into your stretch. Same thing as before. 2 more breaths here. So if you're on your forearms, press into those arms, lift the chest. Exhale, sink down. Last time, big breath in as you open up. Breathing out. Softening through. And then we'll make our way back up to seated. Rolling your way there. Sending your arms forwards. See what you can hold on to. Is it your toes, your ankle, your shin? Maybe it's just hands on the mat, actually. Try and stay lifted with the chest. Create that length down the spine. And we'll start to lift our way back up. Moving once more into this 90-90 position. So if I turn to face you, your right knee is kind of out to the side of your hips. Your left knee is directly in front of you. And our heels or our ankles about 90 degrees. Stretching your arms forwards. Fingertips out in front. Oh, this feels so different to me on this side. Take a deep breath. Exhale, fold. And start to walk your hands over towards the left side. Lowering down. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, fold. Gliding those hands back towards the front and then over towards the right. Maybe it feels a bit sticky, that's okay. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Slowly walking both hands over to the front again. One last breath here. And release down. Nice, walk both hands back towards you. Bring this right knee in. Bring both legs in front. Let's just give ourselves a nice big hug. Wrap your arms over your shins. Curl up slightly, tuck your chin. Feel free to rock side to side here, moving your weight from one seat bone to the other. Good. Okay, dropping those knees out to the side. Taking your hands and either interlacing them around the feet, or if you wish, you can put the thumbs onto the soles of the feet and start to kind of open up the bottom of the feet. That's going to send the legs away or the knees away a bit. Maybe walk your heel, drawing your bottoms in a bit closer to the legs or the feet. As you breathe in, lift the chest. As you breathe out, fold down. Same thing as you've done before. We're going to lift up and lengthen on the inhale. Breathe out, fold. One more, opening up. Lift the chest, really expand through the front of the body. Breathe out, come down. Releasing those hands from the feet, bring your knees in together. Good, taking your legs over to one side. Hands down, stepping your way back, lifting back into our downward dog. Pedal out through those feet, give your shoulders a nice big roll. You can take a few more of those nice big waves of the body because they feel so good, especially if you take them a little bit slower. So take your time, start to lift up onto your tiptoes, high as you can get those hips, and then from there start to curl and round through the spine, moving up towards your high plank. When you get there, bend the knees, bottom back to the top, heels lower. 3 more, lifting up tall, breathing in as you make your way forwards. Exhale, send the hips up and back. Good, lifting up, nice and round. Curl, 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 curl. Bend the knees, exhale, bottoms go high. Last one, breathing in as you lift as high as you can. Rolling forwards, get all that space. And then traveling backwards into our downward dog. Good, bend those knees, bring them down onto the mat. Untuck your toes. Let's just move into a little child's pose, starting to slow things down a bit more now. When you get back to that child's pose, slower down the chest. Feeling like we're curling, curving even over the lap. Good, and we're going to creep the body forwards. Keeping your forearms on the mat, just slightly move them ahead of you. Bringing yourself down onto your tummies. Moving up into a Sphinx pose, but as we have done with all of these other things today, taking some more movement with it. So roll the shoulders, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lower. Really pressing into your elbows, your forearms. Inhale to lift, all the shoulders, open the chest. Breathe out to lower. Last one, breathing in, press into those arms. Exhale, bring it down. Okay, wiggling your left arm. So it's in the center of your chest or almost center. Start to bend through this right knee. Taking your right hand around, so let's see if we can hold on to this right foot and maybe draw it closer down towards the bottom. Now you may not get all the way onto your glutes, that's a-okay. Just try and draw it in. So you want to feel a stretch through this thigh, okay? If we have tight quads, if Lily is giving you extra leg day stuff, I do apologize, but it's going to feel good afterwards. So just enjoy that release. Press the foot down, stay lifted with the chest. This one we're not moving too much actually, we're just going to hold. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to press the foot into the hand and open up the front of the body. So feeling like we're drawing the arm open and away. Now release down, let that right foot come back down to the mat. Switching up our hands, so your right hand now in the middle of you, press into this arm, stay lifted through the front of the body. Bend through the left knee. Again, catching hold of the foot. Draw it in closer down towards those glutes. Still opening up through the front of the body. We're not just kind of softening and letting this upper body go. We're still focusing. It's a nice full body stretch. And actually, if you press further into this right hand, you're going to feel a nicer stretch through those left thighs. Switching over. So we're pressing into the hand now. More of a lift through the front of the body. And letting everything come down. Bring both hands out in front of you. Just wiggle those hips side to side. Maybe you want to bend the knees. Have a nice little rock. Move the feet left and right. Bringing your hands underneath the shoulders. Pressing yourself back. Bottom to heels. Nice child's pose. Breathe slow. And from here, lifting yourself up to seated, taking your legs one way, bottoms the other. Send the legs out in front of you. They can be straight or bent. Start to make your way down onto the mat, just for a couple minutes of rest. So after all that movement, all that fluidity, staying still can feel so good. Close those eyes. Find a comfortable position, just breathe. Just letting your body be heavy. Feeling your breath go all the way down to that lower part of the tummy. And then slowly traveling back up and out. Feeling yourself get heavier with every single exhale. Like you're melting, sinking into your mat. Beginning to move fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, neck. Find a full body stretch, reaching your arms back, pointing your toes, nice big lift through the chest. Hug those knees in, draw them close, big squeeze. and then starting to make your way up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Eyes can be closed, just a soft gaze. Hands falling into your lap or down by your sides, sitting up nice and tall after we've created all that length, all that space. Give those shoulders a roll, your neck a bit of room. Notice how you're doing, how you're feeling after that fluid flow. Very, very well done. Thank you so, so much. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit different from usual, but with the same sort of postures as you've seen many times before. I will let you go, but thank you very, very much. And as always, if you have any requests, anything you want to see next time, or anything at all, any questions you have, do feel free to come and chat. You know where I am on the group. Have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.